end of an era. A longtime college football coach announces that he's stepping away from the game. ABC Columbia News at 11 starts right now.
This is ABC Columbia News at 11, at home in the Midlands.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for ABC Columbia News at 11. I'm Doug Curran.
And I'm Rochelle Dean. Let's bring in meteorologist James Scott for a look at your current conditions. James, we're in the thick of summer, and it feels every bit of it. Scorcher out there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Hard to believe that 97 at CAE Airport this afternoon was actually cool compared to the weather we saw over the past 7 days. Had a few of them in the triple digits, but 97 once again at Lexington at the airport, 96 at CUB in downtown Columbia, 88 though in Manning, Clarendon County, getting a little bit more cloud coverage, and that's the reason why they were spared of the 90s. 70s and 80s right now, but really what's more important is, rain starting to move on in, especially towards our north and east. Keeping a close eye on that. We were talking about it at 5 and 6. This was that really cluster of rain that was really moving down right across the border from Virginia, North Carolina when we were talking to you about 5 hours ago. Now it's finally knocking on our door. I don't think it's going to be anything serious here, but you're going to notice some rain in areas like Winsboro, headed east as well towards areas like also in Manning too. There, why don't keep a close eye on that as that rain continues to sag down towards the south. So looking at our night planner heading into those overnight hours, you're seeing mostly clear, but I do think especially areas north and east of the metro could get in on a little bit of rain. That even does include right here in the immediate Columbia metro. Heading into tomorrow though, the rain heading on out, the heat cranking on up. We could see our third day in the triple digits so far this year into the oven and make it even hotter heading into the weekend. I'll let you know what's going on before a rainy cool down arrives coming up in just a few minutes.
James, thank you. We are following developing news out of Atlanta, Georgia at this hour. We've been on the story from the beginning with the surrendering and arrest of former President Donald Trump in Fulton County at the jail there. Live pictures of where history was made as the mugshot of the president was forever etched in history.
Mr. Trump and his team even discussed the mugshot before it was taken, deciding to look defiant. At this hour, Trump is on his way back to New Jersey. Former President Trump, now inmate number P01135809. Donald J. Trump surrendered this evening just before 8 p.m. The charges that he tried to steal the 2020 election.
Trump is one of 19 defendants in the indictment that alleges racketeering by a criminal organization. The defendants could be back in court as soon as next month for their arraignment, as the Fulton County District Attorney wants to try them all together. ABC's M. Wynn has more.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump officially arrested, fingerprinted, and processed at the Fulton County Jail in Georgia. The first ever mugshot of a former American president now released. After arriving in his motorcade this evening, he was in and out within a half hour, released on a $200,000 bond and a pledge he won't threaten any potential witnesses, including on social media. This is the fourth time Trump is facing felony criminal charges in the past few months. These charges stem from Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the results of Georgia's 2020 presidential election. The 2024 GOP frontrunner claiming this case is politically motivated.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before.
Ahead of traveling to Atlanta, Trump shook up his legal team, adding Steve Sadow, a well-known Atlanta criminal defense attorney.
I think we're really looking at what is his relationship going to be, given that he's hired some pretty good attorneys for this very, very serious case against him.
Many of Trump's alleged co-conspirators have turned themselves in before the Friday noon deadline, including former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows today. Meadows has a hearing set for Monday to determine whether his case will be moved to federal court. Former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark is also seeking to move his case to federal court. His hearing is set for September 18th. Another one of Trump's co-defendants, lawyer Kenneth Cheesebro, requested a speedy trial, and District Attorney Fani Willis proposed October 23rd, which was approved by the judge overseeing the case. The former president is back in Bedminster tonight, but not for long. He'll have to return to Atlanta soon for a court date. M. Wynn, ABC News, Atlanta.
Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Chapin High School remembered one of its own this afternoon, holding a ceremony to remember a student they say was gone too soon. Tuesday, 17-year-old Trey Ruff was pronounced dead at his home in Little Mountain. Ruff was a football player who was recalled fondly by coaches who spoke about him at this evening's remembrance ceremony.
Trey was an unbelievable young man. You heard tonight, nothing but a smile on his face. It didn't matter if a coach was getting on him, didn't matter if he'd done great, he had the same demeanor no matter what. In terms of a student athlete, he was a competitor. He was a great teammate. As you can tell, all the boys loved him. They responded to him. He's been in our program for 6 years and just made an impact from day one.
Well, one player read a prayer to the student body. His teammates and friends also celebrated Trey's life Thursday. Ruff's cause of death has yet to be determined.
Fairfield County deputies continue to investigate a deadly shooting. That shooting happened July 1st during a birthday party at a home on Peach Road. The shooting killed Tyon Bird and injured 2 others. Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. You could receive a reward of up to $20,000.
A West Columbia man is behind bars on child sexual abuse charges. According to South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, 31-year-old James Kuhn possessed files of child sexual abuse material. Now, he was arrested August 17th after investigators received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Lexington County deputies have arrested a man accused of trying to kill 3 people Tuesday night. 52-year-old Ivy Richardson Jr. is charged with 3 counts of attempted murder, among other charges. Investigators say Richardson shot a rifle multiple times into a vehicle, with the 3 victims inside hitting 2 of them. Both victims are expected to recover. Deputies say this is connected to an ongoing property dispute, and Richardson threatened to kill the victims several times well before the shooting happened. He was taken to the Lexington County Detention Center.
A Midland store owner accused of murder is set to appear in court tomorrow. According to a court docket, Rick Chow will have a bond hearing at 9 in the morning. Chow is charged in the shooting death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. In May, Richland County deputies say Chow shot and killed the teen he thought was stealing a bottle of water from his store. Deputies say there's no evidence of an attempted theft.
A Midlands man and woman have pleaded guilty to a hate crime. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, in 2021, Gabriel Brunson and Sierra Fletcher specifically targeted Hispanic victims for armed robberies at places like gas stations and grocery stores. Officials say the plea agreements require both defendants to pay restitution to all victims.
The city of Orangeburg's Department of Public Safety is opening a new police substation in what officials say is an optimal strategic area. Located at the corner of Goff Avenue and Buckley Street, the project is a joint effort between the Department of Public Safety, the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office, South Carolina State University, and Claflin University. Officials say the entities will use the substation to create a greater presence near the 2 universities, while also providing a safer environment for students and community members. We spoke with Claflin University's Chief of Police, Melvin Williams, about the reassurance that the substation will hopefully bring.
Knowing that the agencies are all working together and exchanging information, and that they can go to not just one but any of them, and be heard and find the safety that they're looking for. I think it's going to increase the confidence of our students in law enforcement in general, as well as it's going to make the parents feel a lot safer.
Officers say that the substation will also serve as a meeting place for community members.
Over 200 freshmen moved into Columbia International University today. Move-in day kicked off with a welcome weekend featuring a variety of fun events introducing the freshmen to the university. CIU has over 2,300 students in undergraduate, graduate and seminary programs, with several hundred students enrolled in online programs as well. The first day of classes will begin Monday, August 28th.
For students at the University of South Carolina, class is back in session. The university is welcoming its largest class in the school's history, with more students hailing from South Carolina than ever before. More than 7,000 freshmen are enrolled for the fall of 2023 semester, which is up about 12% from last fall. Of those, 53% are South Carolina residents. Overall, students enrolled has also marked a historic high, exceeding 36,000 students. Newberry College is home to around 1,300 students, where nursing is a popular major, and the program is getting its own building instead of having to share with other majors. A ribbon cutting was held at that new Darby Nursing and Health Science Center. The 1,100 square foot building gives them room to expand enrollment, have bigger labs, and add simulation rooms. There will also be other on-hand experiences for the students with a daytime health clinic. Now, the School of Nursing is also offering a new major this fall, nutrition. Newberry College students returned to the college this week.
The face on that dummy.
Yeah, he's in distress.
I know. All right, still ahead. Find out why SpaceX is being lumped into issues with refugees.
Also, an inquiry launched against a district attorney who's pushing for Donald Trump's surrender.
And weather-wise, we all know it's famously hot around the Midlands this time of year, but man, we're taking it to another level heading into the first half of the weekend. How about infamously scorching? That doesn't really quite roll off the tongue. Hey, I'll think of something and let you know when cooler air finally arrives. We'll be right back here after the break. Stick around, y'all.
Join us tomorrow for a look at what's ahead in your latest forecast. And be sure to wake up with us every weekday morning starting at 5 a.m.
Welcome back, everyone, to ABC Columbia News at 11. Let's get right to it with a look at your quad cams, brought to you by Capital City Lake Murray Country, and all four of them you're seeing there. Yeah, looking pretty quiet. But the thing is, we are tracking some storms north of the metro. I'll get to that in just a bit. 81 right now in DeSoto City, 79 in Sumter, 79 in Manning, 78 in Orangeburg, 76 in Saluda. So pretty much evenly split between the 70s and 80s. And once again, like this afternoon, pretty rare. We see this areas north and west of the metro actually warmer than areas down towards the south and east. Looking at our radar and satellite, there are those storms I'm talking about starting to move on into the Winnsboro area, north and east of there. Let's take a zoom on, and also north of Camden, heading towards Kershaw. Any sort of fringe viewers we have in Lancaster County and also into Chester. Obviously seeing that rain moving on down. Yeah, this was really just pouring over the Charlotte metro and has lost a little bit of energy as it moves southward. We were tracking actually a few severe thunderstorm warnings with our friends in the Tar Heel State there, but for the most part, look at that. Pretty much all quiet across the central and southeastern portions of the country. It's all thanks to this powerful area of high pressure. We also call this a ridge, and storms tend to ride alongside it. That's why we're starting to see something flaring on up. But as this area of high pressure moves eastward, I think rain chances really do take a dive again, heading at least into our Saturday before they start to ramp back up into our Sunday and the week ahead. A whole lot of rain on the way. That's not the only thing ramping on up, though. Look at the heat this afternoon in areas across the deep south. 106 in Jackson, 102 in Little Rock, 107 in Dallas. I don't think we're going to get quite that hot, but still, we're splitting hairs between 100 and 105. The point is, it's going to be downright hot as we head into our Friday and our Saturday. So for the most part, I do think we remain dry. Can't rule out a very stray shower or thunderstorm, much like what we're going to be seeing this evening, heading into the final day of our final full work week of August 2023, just flying on by. Temperatures near the triple digits, 99, 100. Once again, still splitting hairs there. Might as well go all the way. I'm calling for 100 at CAE heading into our Friday. But then in come the rain chances by the second half of the weekend, really closing on out on a pretty wet note there. And really the rain hang on around Monday, Tuesday, even into our Wednesday. So looking at your 7-day forecast here. Yes, prominently piping. That's what I'm going to say. Friday and Saturday, yeah, famously hot works too. Triple digits on the way. each of the next 48 hours in the afternoons. And then you do see much more rain moving on in to kick off the final week of August. But look at that Thursday, mid to lower 80s. We're dropping about 20 degrees from now until then.
All right, looking forward to that. Yeah, let's give some applause to James for the lower temperatures to come. We like that. All right, thank you, James. Coming up, one company makes a special edition toy for those without sight.
Plus, we'll explain how a drawing of a beloved storybook character could end up being worth a fortune. We'll explain next.
Funnel cakes are fried to perfection.
Welcome back. The same day that former President Trump surrendered to the Fulton County Jail, the Republican-led House Judiciary Committee opened a congressional investigation into Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The committee sent a letter to Willis today asking whether she communicated or coordinated with the Justice Department or used federal dollars to complete her investigation that culminated in the fourth indictment of Trump. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan gave Willis a September 7th deadline to hand over any documents or communication related to their request.
The Justice Department is suing SpaceX for discriminating against refugees, the DOJ says in a posted job listing. Now, SpaceX claims only green card holders and U.S. citizens could work at the company. It cited export control laws as their reason. Now, there are some specific laws that limit foreign nationals from accessing key information about space vehicles, but the DOJ says that laws do not prevent SpaceX from hiring refugees since they're seen as equal to U.S. citizens who have permission to live and work in the country. A status never expires for migrants who have been granted asylum. Lego is selling Braille bricks for the first time to the public. Now, the company says that these special bricks have studs that correspond to the numbers and the letters in the Braille system. The printed version of the symbol or the letter is also shown beneath the studs, and the set is available in English and French, with more languages set to be released next year. These bricks are also fully compatible with other sets. Lego says that kids ages 6 and up, whether they're visually impaired or not, can all enjoy the toy. Before now, the Braille bricks were only distributed to organizations specializing in the education of children with vision impairment. Pre-orders for the set open today at $90.
You know what? Still hurts when you step on one.
Yeah, either way.
While Winnie the Pooh might be priceless to many children, the sketch is even worth more than $25,000. That is according to auctioneers in the United Kingdom. It's a recently discovered black and white drawing of Pooh and Piglet, signed E.H. Shepard, 1958. Dominic Winter auctioneers say that the same illustration is in A.A. Milne's first book about the bear. The company says it was wrapped in a towel and stored in the back of a cellar.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love it when you hear stories like that, with simple finds that nobody knew was there.
I just wonder how many things people find that is worth something and they never cash in on it.
Yeah, discard it.
Coming up in sports, what Carolina's offensive coaches are now saying about Gamecock quarterback Spencer Rattler with just 9 days until kickoff.
Plus, the winningest coach in South Carolina State football history is officially retiring. Find out why. Sports Director Mike Gillespie has more coming up next.
South Carolina icon is officially retiring. Welcome into Sports Tonight. I'm Mike Gillespie. A massive story out of Orangeburg tonight where longtime South Carolina State football coach Buddy Pugh says he'll retire at the end of the season. Pugh making the announcement on campus today to the Orangeburg Touchdown Club. The football coach saying tonight, after 47 years, it's just simply time. Pugh also making it clear that this was his decision. Quote, "No one is forcing me out. The decision decision comes just 2 days until the Bulldogs face off with Jackson State in Atlanta during week 0. Pugh, who's been at the school since 2002, has nearly 150 wins in his career, making him the winningest coach in school history. At SC State, he coached numerous players to the NFL, including Darius Leonard and Javon Hargrave, two of the highest paid at their respective positions. We caught up with Pugh earlier this evening on his decision tonight.
It was actually getting to be, a little bit of a thought back after last season. We didn't have the best of seasons last year, and I wanted to go back through another year. I didn't want to leave that way, so I wanted to try to give ourselves an opportunity to finish on a high note. We won championships and had big wins and that kind of stuff. But I think what probably excites me more, what I remember more, are the people, the friendships that we made, the great relationships that we had with all the different kinds of people within the university, whether it be some of the alumni and, our players. It was just a lot of fun being back here amongst our people. So I just had a great time with South Carolina State folks.
And the Bulldogs kick off the season against Jackson State Saturday night right here on ABC Columbia. 1 week from this Saturday, the Gamecocks will take the field with quarterback Spencer Rattler taking snaps under center again. Rattler's had a crazy few years. He got benched at Oklahoma 2 seasons ago, transferred to USC, had a rocky first 10 games of the season before finishing the last 3 on an absolute tear with wins, of course, over Clemson and Tennessee. Now he's learning a new system for the 3rd straight season with offensive coordinator Dow Loggins now running USC's offense. The new OC saying this week Spencer's taken strides this offseason, commanding the offense and even helping shape it to his own skill set.
This is a really talented player that we want to have command and that we want to have ownership, and we want him to be the absolute undoubted leader of the offense, which he has become. It wasn't that way when I got here, but he's earned the respect of everyone. I think that's why people are saying what they do about him is not because you guys know the talent. Like, you see it every day. Like, you see it's on tape last year, but it's him feeling really comfortable with what we're doing and him getting to the point where he's like, hey, I don't see that play well. Whether it be a protection, a concept, a run game play, like we put an awful lot on his plate, as much as any quarterback I've ever coached. In that 17 years in the NFL, like, he's got a lot of responsibility at the line of scrimmage that way.
The Gamecocks just 9 days away from kicking off the 2023 season in Charlotte. Hard to believe week 0 is this Saturday, just 48 hours away. That's it for sports. More news coming right up on the other side of the break.
Repticon Columbia is coming to the Jameel Shrine Temple this weekend from 9 to 4 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. That's going to do it for us for tonight at 11. I'm Doug Curran.
And I'm Rochelle Dean. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5, 5:30, 6, and 11. Good night.